powered by Palmer's Roofing, J&S Auto Supply Bumper to Bumper, Fort Smith Therapy, Terry's Place.
Good Wednesday morning, Southwest Arkansas. Welcome back to Southwest Arkansas weather here on October the 2nd here on this Wednesday morning as of 9:30 a.m. So taking a look at what we're going to be going over in today's video, we're going to take a look at today's forecast or today's outlook, break that down a little more in detail for you and what's in store for the next 6 days. Not a whole lot's in store, but we'll talk about that. And Weather Wisdom Wednesday, what is a flash flood warning, and what are the flood watches and warnings that the National Weather Service issues. We'll break those down here in just a moment. But taking a look at current conditions, currently temperatures as of 9:30 are in the mid to upper 60s across the coverage area currently. You'll notice that it's going to continue to be dry and sunny throughout the day today. Not expecting much in terms of any widespread rainfall. Maybe a cloud or two, you could always watch for that, but I really think sunny and dry conditions today. One thing I do want to mention, and if you notice in the thumbnail of this video, we did mention the potential of that wildfire danger. Now, with this front that we had that come through overnight tonight, that's helped drop dew points and relative humidity percentages down into, dew points into the upper 30s and the lower 40s, and relative humidity values into the 30s and 20s and 40% range. What that means is it's very dry out there. It's not going to take much to call for a fire to get going, and if it does get started, it's not going to take much for it to spread. That's what we're getting at, and we're in a very dry time right now as well. So just remember that. Now, if we do get a little more wind, that's when your wildfire potential can come even a little more elevated there as well. It still needs to be watched, so that potential for that wildfire danger as we go throughout the day and probably throughout the rest of this week. Taking a look at today's forecasted highs, and excuse me there, we can see forecasted highs today are going to range in the lower to mid 80s for the most part. A few upper 70s will be possible across the coverage area today. With that front that moved through, it helped kind of cool us down some, but it's still going to keep us in the 80s, the lower 80s for the most part. Drier air, so maybe not near as humid feel outside, so maybe should hopefully help make it feel just a little bit better out there. But get outside and enjoy today if you can with those cooler temperatures and sunnier skies today. Once again, as we head into the overnight time frame, expecting overnight lows to be in the lower 50s, lower to mid 50s across the area. A nice cool day in store today and overnight tonight. And then once again, as we head throughout the remainder of this week, pretty much story is going to be sunny skies, dry conditions, and temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and maybe even lower 90s. Overnight lows in the 50s and 60s throughout this time frame. Now, if you can tell, on Tuesday, down there near the beginning, really the beginning of next week, we could see temperatures in the lower 80s and upper 70s, and maybe even widespread in the upper 70s by next Tuesday. What you're going to see is these fronts kind of come through. They're going to be dry fronts, though. They're not bringing much moisture, if any at all, really with that. But you'll see temperatures continue to increase back up into the upper 80s and lower 90s by this weekend. And then up by Monday, another front moves through, dropping temperatures back into the lower 80s, upper 70s, and overnight lows into the lower 50s potentially there, and maybe even a few upper 40s. I'm not going to rule that out as a possibility even today as well. Once again, that could be a possibility, so we'll be on the lookout for that. Just remember, hey, some dry conditions will be likely. Continue to make sure you monitor your local county judges and all of that, just to see if a burn ban is issued. Once again, it's going to continue to dry out, and right now we're not seeing very many signs of chances of rain here for the first half of October. And the Climate Prediction Center data for the first 3 to 4 weeks, or really throughout October, continues to show, hey, it's looking like below average precipitation chances could be possible throughout this time frame. Now, once again, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we'll get some rainfall sometime here or sooner, but right now, doesn't look like it. Looks like we're going to remain dry for the most part. Depending on when the drought monitor comes out, we'll have a new update to that coming out tomorrow or Friday. That gets updated every Thursday, so it just depends on what time on Thursday it gets updated. If it's early enough to where we can get it in the Thursday vlog, we will. If it's not, we'll do it on the Friday vlog. But once again, moving into our Weather Wisdom Wednesday topics, what is a flash flood, or what is flood warnings, watches, flash flood warnings, all of that. Flooding can happen fast and life-threatening. Sadly, we here in the U.S. have experienced that very not too long ago. Last week, Hurricane Helena dumped a lot of rainfall over a mountainous terrain area, and that has caused a lot of loss of life. And we are praying for those who are affected over there, and also make sure to check out our page. We we did share a post over on Facebook that had a way to help hopefully get supplies to that area as well. But once again, here is once again, flooding can happen fast and be life-threatening. So knowing the difference between types of flood alerts is essential. Here's a guide to help understand the National Weather Service flood products. Once again, our whole goal with these Weather Wisdom Wednesdays is to hopefully help you better understand what we often talk about, what we bring up and mention, and hopefully help you better understand these products that we use and mention, and get a better understanding of that. So first, we're going to talk about flood or flash flood watches. What it means is that there's a potential for flooding. This could be from a rapid flood, which is flash flooding. That flash flooding happens quickly. It's not a overtime deal. Widespread aerial flooding or river flooding, it can happen either way. Flooding is more of a it can really either be both. Flooding could occur over just a long time of heavy rainfall over an area north, and then the river rises. That could potentially cause some flooding, or just, once again, just if you get a flood watch, just know conditions are favorable for flooding. Stay tuned to radio, TV, follow weather.gov, and be ready to seek higher ground in case a flood watch is issued. Now, if you get a flood warning, that means somewhere or a radar indicated or something has occurred where flooding is happening or will soon happen. Some roads could be flooded, and that basically means move to higher ground. Never drive through flooded roadways. Never drive through them. Water is very powerful. People don't understand the power of water, and that gets a lot of people in trouble. It doesn't take much to take a car off a road whenever it comes to flooding when it floods over a road. Once again, if you get a flood watch, be prepared. If you get a flood warning, take action. This graphic comes to us from the NOAA or NOAA. Once again, number 2, we have flood or flash flood warnings. This is going to go a little more in depth on what flash flood warnings mean. Once again, flood is imminent or already happening. Flash floods occur usually within 6 hours of heavy rain or sooner. Aerial flood warning. So this breaks this down a little more, because you'll notice sometimes you'll have different types of flood warnings. Aerial flood warning basically means gradual flooding from prolonged heavy rain. It takes more time to develop, but can still be dangerous. River flood warning is issued when a river is forecasted to rise above flood stage. If you get any of these type of warnings and you live in a low-lying area or near a river or a stream, creek, whatever, move to higher ground and avoid flooded roadways. Next, you have aerial flooding versus flash flooding. Flash flooding, or a flash flood warning, which we'll go to that next. A flash flood warning is issued when dangerous flash flooding is happening or will happen soon. Some roads will be flooded. Homes and businesses may be flooded. Once again, move to higher ground. Never drive through flooded roadways. And then this is for extreme cases, which we've had these only a few times here in Arkansas, but a flash flood emergency is issued for extremely rare situations when a severe threat to human life and catastrophic damage from a flash flood is happening or will soon happen. If you get one of these, this is a life-threatening situation. Do not attempt to travel unless you are fleeing an area subject to flooding or under an evacuation order. Once again, these flash flood warnings, flooding happens quickly. Usually within 6 hours of the heavy rainfall, small creeks and streams rise fast, threatening life and property. Aerial flood warnings are floods that develop gradually over a long period, covering larger areas. However, they still pose a significant risk. And then finally, you have a flood advisory. What this means is minor flooding is expected, usually in urban or small stream areas. Streets and low-lying areas may flood. This basically usually means that this is not a major threat to life or property. Remember though, flood advisories do not alert the NOAA weather radios, but flood warnings do. Any of these flood warnings we've talked about, they will notify you, and stay informed through updates during that. Extra tips: remember never to turn around, don't drown, never drive through flooded roadways, or just never try to attempt that. Once again, flood products are often issued for extended periods, so even if the rain stops, the danger of flooding may still exist there. So remember that with that. Once again, stay safe, staying informed, or stay safe by staying informed, and share this info with your family or friends. You can also check this out at weather.gov/flood. Remember, just when you get a flash flood warning, if you live by an area that often floods, go ahead and just take those precautions just in case. We're in a very mountainous area in portions of our coverage area. It's not uncommon to see flooding sometimes in portions of our area when we do get heavy rainfall events. So just remember that, and once again, just continue to monitor whenever you get a flash flood watch or a flood watch or flash flood warning or something of that nature. Just make sure to take those precautions and be prepared. That goes for any type of weather, and we have also more information on those different types of severe weather, severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings. We've gone over all that, and we're going to continue to go more in depth moving forward with different outlooks and such of that nature as well. But that brings us to the end of today's outlook. As always, have a good rest of your Wednesday. Thank you guys very much for trusting us right here with your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather. Make sure to check us out over on Facebook and Instagram. We post a lot over there as well. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, because a lot of people who watch these videos, they're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube page, hit the like and notification bell, hit the notification bell and like the video. And if you made it this far in the video, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know in the comments below. And as always, have a good rest of your Wednesday, and thank you guys very much for trusting us right here with your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather.